Oh,
So my foot's not in the shot.
is that better?
That will work.
So, okay.
My head's cut off.
Happy 4th of July. Yay.
It's not 4th of July anymore.
It's not.
Yesterday was 4th of July.
Yesterday was 4th of July. But today is 4th of July. You just put your foot in. So today
I
we're...
think you should start this again.
No, I think we're good.
Of course
So
we are.
today we're going to do the cabinetry. So why we built the cabinets the way we did. I'll show you the trick that I learned from Humble Road about access. So anyways, it's cabinet day.
Cabinet day. Yay.
Happy 4th.
Happy 5th.
5th. Bye.
Bye.
So I want to share with you our cabinetry today. So let's start on the driver's side. We have 3 cabinets. And on the passenger side, we have 1 cabinet. We purposely did not put any cabinets over the head where are in the bed so that we don't hit our heads when we wake up and sit up in the morning. Our cabinets are all grain matched going down. This is Baltic Birch. It's 1/2-inch Baltic Birch. We used Blum hardware. So these are all self-close. And you can adjust how hard you want them to close and how hard they stay closed. So we've never had them open on the road. So they work pretty well. One of the things that we learned from Humble Road was access to the wiring behind all of the cabinets. So specifically the upper cabinets, what we put in there is these, hard to do one-handed, but this just comes out. And this we bought at Home Depot, just a piece of plastic, and then we have the reflectance, and then we have our insulation. But you can see the insulation just comes right out, but we can get to all of our wiring and everything that's behind here really easily. And then this stuff just pops right back in. A couple other things to consider when designing your upper cabinets. Always think about your handles. You don't want them to stick out and become a hazard that you're gonna hit your head on. Also, when you open up the cabinet, you want to make sure that they're not going to hit your ceiling. The other factor that we put in here is, if you can see on the leading edge, it's rounded. So I have wonked my head on this a couple times, but it doesn't hurt nearly as bad as it would if it was one of the sharp corners. So rounded corners where your head may come in contact with the metal. So the lower cabinets, we have 2 sides. We have the cooktop side and we have the sink side. On the cooktop side, we have 5 drawers. And we designed these drawers to match what we wanted to put in them. And again, we went with the same pulls that we did on the uppers. And we like these because they're very low profile. So when we're walking down this pretty narrow pathway, we don't catch ourselves. So a couple of features of these drawers is that they not only have Blum hardware's self-closing slides, but they also have a magnet underneath that holds them really tight. So the nice thing about Blum hardware is to remove the drawer, you just have these 2 clips. They come right out. And then here you can see the magnet. I'll zoom in a little bit. Sorry about that. And then these Blum drawer slides are self-closing, so they hold it in. So between the Blum drawer slides and the magnets, these drawers have never come open. So replacing the drawer is just as easy. You just set it on the slides, put push it all the way back in till you hear it click. Once it clicks, it's locked in and the drawer is reinstalled. I constructed the drawers out of 1/2-inch Baltic birch. And to join the drawers together, I used dovetail joints and exterior glue. So I needed to figure out this countertop here. There was a hole back here, and I didn't want things to fall back there and get lost. So I had to figure out what to do. So I put this piece of wood here, and then you can see those little splines coming through. Have a little like slide back here, if you will, so that things hit that and they won't fall down underneath into the crevices. Pretty cool, huh? I did that all by myself. Oh. All right, so this is my first drawer. Go ahead and close it, Mama.
It's like a glove.
So that's what it's supposed to look like, and it's 2 card thicknesses distance. So you can fit 2 cards in there.
Have to get the poles on it. Look at the dovetails.
Here we go.
Layers of the Baltic birch.
Only took me a week to do 1 drawer.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Hopefully it speeds up.
It is.
The sink cabinetry also has 2 drawers. It has one above and one below the microwave, and it has this one big door that goes underneath the sink. There were a few things in the van that I didn't construct myself, and one of the big items was the countertops. So these are Corian countertops, which we had manufactured by a local vendor who did a fantastic job on both sides. And we went with Corian mainly for the durability, the ease of rework. If you get a stain or something, you just sand it right out. And it's lighter weight than going with like a natural stone. To end this video, I wanted to leave you with a few stills of the various steps I took building these cabinets. There was a lot of in and out of the van, carrying them back and forth, a lot of trial and error, getting everything sized properly. So my advice is take your time, enjoy the process, and just let it kind of come together. I like the way Humble Road always says, let the van talk to you. And that there is a lot of truth in that. A good thing to remember is that you can always go back, especially if you're working with extruded aluminum, and rework different areas that didn't quite work the way you thought they would. Just relax, take your time, enjoy the process. And I gotta say that I'm really happy with the way this came out. And I think JoJo would agree.